Finding the null and alternative hypotheses. Let's pretend that you own Fast Eddie's Car Wash. Who wouldn't want to own Fast Eddie's Car Wash, you know what I'm saying? You want to determine if the number of cars serviced this month is greater than the previous 6 months average of 125. State the null and alternative hypotheses. Now, remember, the null hypothesis is commonly referred to as HO. There's our null. Our alternative hypothesis is often referred to as HA. It sometimes is also referred to as H sub 1, depending on, you know, what textbook you're using. But I like HA. I like Ho and Ha. That's kind of how I refer to it. Now, we're talking about the average, so we're going to be using mu. So that works for both of them. And we want to check if it was greater. So that means I want my Ha to be greater than the average of 125. Caught myself there. So that makes my null hypothesis less than or equal to 125. Because remember, your null hypothesis will always have the equal sign. So the null is always going to have equal, greater than or equal, or less than or equal to. And your alternative hypothesis is always going to have not equal to, greater than, or less than. So it depends on, right, it's kind of like the complement. It's the opposite of what goes with it. So because we're looking at greater, the only spot that can be greater is the alternative hypothesis. So if we would go through and do this testing, obviously we would need more information, but if we would reject the null hypothesis, then we could accept, or we could say, yeah, we have enough evidence to show that the mean is greater than the 125. So it's just important to remember your symbols, that the alternative hypothesis is your inequalities, and your null hypothesis will always be the equality.